What makes you think you're going to heaven? What makes you think you're going to heaven?
Because of Jesus Christ, he took my punishment.
Do you know Jesus himself couldn't get his prayers answered? What chances have you got? In the Garden of Gethsemane, what did he pray to God? What did he pray?
Father,
Carry on.
if it is your will, take this cup away from me.
What was the cup?
Huh?
What was the cup?
Well, that was the cup of the judgment of God for the sins, all the sins of mankind.
Which is what?
Huh?
Which is what?
Which is the judgment.
Which is the crucifixion.
Huh?
Right?
It is not just the crucifixion. Crucifixion is a physical event.
So why was he afraid?
It also
then?
involves
Why was he afraid?
crucifixion. Huh?
Why was he afraid?
I'm not afraid.
No, why was he afraid?
Because the judgment, the hell judgment that he was going to take.
He?
Yeah,
He was
Jesus.
going to go to hell.
If you are asking a question,
No, I'm asking.
no, you are just
Well,
so
now you know how it
why-
feels. You were doing the same thing to the other guy. To Shamsi, if you watch the video, you were doing exactly this.
brother, this
Let's be
is
fair with each other.
first time I am here. Okay.
I hope
Welcome to Speaker's Corner. My name is Hashim. What's your name? Stanley?
Stanley.
All right,
Nice
let's
to meet you.
start again. We'll try to make it as friendly as possible, but let's try to be fair and sincere with each other. That's all I ask. Okay, so when Jesus was praying to God, he was actually pleading, literally sweating blood, yes, on his knees, and his forehead was where? On the floor.
Why?
So his face, brother, one second. His face was on the floor, and what did he beg God, or what did he plead with God? To take the cup away from me. Let it be thy will be done, not my will. Okay? So most of the
But
Christians...
he added something also. He said,
You correct me if I'm saying something
yeah,
wrong.
that's what I'm
fine.
saying. He said, but let your will be
That's what I
done.
said. You were not listening. I did say this already. I said, take this cup away from me. Let it be thy will be done, not mine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I did say this. You see, when Jesus was praying this, he was in deep agony. Do you agree?
That's true.
Yes? Why was he in agony? Because he was going to go through this crucifixion, which was a terrible punishment.
Yes.
At that time, and even now, people will consider it one of the worst tortures ever.
That's
okay?
true. That's true.
So he was asking God to take this cup away from me. Away from me means he knew exactly why he came to earth, right?
Yes.
He knew his objective. So why in the 11th hour, he's pleading with God to bail out from this very test that he was given?
Yes.
Please answer.
You know, as a human on earth, he was going to take the punishment. And when you know the punishment is going to be terrible, you feel that punishment.
Absolutely.
You know that when Peter or Paul, when they were ready to be crucified or killed, they were not afraid. Do you think Jesus would be afraid for his crucifixion?
Are you saying-
the reason why he was afraid? Because he was going to take a terrible punishment, the judgment, the wrath of God against all of our sin upon him. That is why in his humanity he was praying, if it is your will, because it's unbearable.
You know, you
It
made
is unbearable. Let me finish it.
Okay.
That is why he said, if it is your will. Then again he added, he knows the Father's will is that he should take the punishment so that the whole world could be saved. Go ahead.
So basically, you're telling me the qualification you made at the very beginning was as a human being. Is that right?
As a human, okay, go ahead.
You see, you did not say as a human and God. You only said
Jesus-
as a human being.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Do you still stand by that statement?
Yeah? He is
Was he only a human being?
Human and same time God.
Good. So he was both.
Yeah.
So let's correct the statement you made earlier. As a human being and as a God, he was terrified. Yes? Can God ever be terrified?
Huh? In humanity he can be.
Okay. You know, you use the nature of Jesus.
Yeah.
His humanity.
Yeah.
Are you aware that humanity is a nature?
Yes.
And divinity is a nature.
Okay.
Are these natures linked to one person or more than one person?
It is linked to one person.
Okay, so one person has both natures, the dual nature, human and divine.
Yes.
That's fine. I'll give you the hypostatic union, which people call it, yeah? So remember, one person. So let me ask you this question. Is this one person part of the triune God? This one person who was fearful
Yeah.
and he was begging God to save him from the crucifixion
Yes.
and the punishment and all the other pain and agony that comes along, was that the second person of the Trinity?
Yes.
Good. Which is part of the Godhead, yeah? The triune God.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me ask you this. Does God not say in the Bible that,
Can I interrupt you? So
Yeah, sure.
you are just keep on asking me questions. I will be asking questions.
of course you can, yes, provided it's the same topic. Yes?
Okay.
If it's the same topic, you can ask me about Islam, no problem. I will not shy away. But we make that as a separate topic. That's all I'm asking for. Otherwise it'll just get all
No,
confusing.
no, no. This topic, then you are asking about Jesus.
No, it's about the same thing. It's following on from
I'm
that.
saying, I am going to ask about Muhammad.
Of course you are. You can ask anything about Islam, no problem. If I have the ability, I'll answer. If I don't, I'll just say I don't know. Very simple. But let's take one topic at a time. Okay? So, do you believe that God doesn't die?
God doesn't die.
Okay. When you say God, what do you understand?
Right?
Do you understand the three persons of the Trinity? Or do you only understand one person of the Trinity?
Thank you. When I say God, I understand God as Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
the three persons
But
of the
in the New Testament, sometimes when it says God, it is talking about the Father.
Okay. But in this context, when I ask you God is immortal,
So in that sense,
in that sense,
God
what do you
cannot
understand?
die.
God cannot die.
In order to die in our place, God became a human. Then he can die.
Was he still God when he became a human?
Yes,
Good. So he's still God. So there's no problem. So the question still remains.
that is called Christ, okay? Christ to die.
The reason
While we were still sinners, Christ to die.
Okay, the reason I asked you with regards to the second person of the Trinity is not to confuse between the labels given to the second person, i.e. the Christ, the Son, and so on. To make it very, very unique and very, very specific, I am telling you the second person of the Trinity. Did he die or not?
Second person of the Trinity, when he became a human, died.
But he was also God at that time, remember?
Yeah.
So why you keep saying only human?
Yeah? I didn't
Why do you say-
only human.
Okay.
God and human, he took on humanity. In humanity, he can die.
Do you remember?
He died.
Do you remember I told you earlier? Nature is linked to a person. Yes. See, for example, you might have a good nature, a kind nature. Yes, a generous nature. When you will pass away from this world one day, when you will die, people will not say your nature's died. They will say this person died. Am I right? So once again, I'm asking you the question: did the second person of the Trinity die?
Yes.
Good. Can God die?
Yeah? No, you have to. You are asking two different things.
I am not.
Please, no. You
According
are
to you,
not
the
having
second
an
person of
honest
Trinity is
discussion.
God.
I told you.
Yeah.
When you say God as God cannot die, but when the Son of God became a human, in his humanity he can die.
Why?
That is the reason he became a human. Do you think it is impossible for God to die in his humanity if he wanted to take humanity upon him?
Can I respond?
Yeah.
Good. When you say he died in his humanity, you know what you're doing there? You somehow are thinking that Jesus in his humanity was a separate person from the divine Jesus. No.
No, I do not think that.
No, I'm
way.
just telling you. Hear me
But
out.
that's your understanding.
Yeah. I will say what I assume from what you said, and then you correct me.
I am correcting
Is that
you.
fine? Okay, so let me finish first. When you say in his humanity he died, yes, the point I'm making is it is still the second person of Trinity who died. Yes? You cannot say, wait, I haven't finished.
No, the second.
Once I finish and then you correct me. Okay? Remember I said the natures are not something that is independent of people. Your nature is linked to you, my nature is linked to me, God's nature is linked to God. Yes? When you say Jesus Christ, and somehow you're assuming it's only the human nature. I'm not making...
No. When I say Jesus
Remember I
Christ,
said, let me make the
God
statement,
in
and
the
then you
flesh
correct me.
is Jesus
My friend,
Christ.
correct me after I finish. So when you say Jesus in his humanity died, you somehow are thinking this person in humanity is some other person. Let me finish and then you correct me if I'm wrong. The thing I am saying is this. It is still the same person with two natures. It is still the same person who died.
Yeah.
Yes? So you cannot say in his humanity he died and in his divinity he lived on. The fact of the matter, wait. The fact of the matter is this. Both the natures are linked to whom? One person, i.e. the second person of the Trinity.
It is that person who died.
Good.
Okay?
Which means he's mortal. The second person of Trinity is mortal.
Because he took on mortality.
Thank you.
He took on humanity.
Absolutely.